a lot of bright yellow and a lot of bright orange. I went crazy with the spray paint, but it's not just to add this instant color. It's because for miles around, the hummingbirds are going to be able to find this corner of my garden that I can actually see from the bedroom window. So once I get the hummingbirds here, I need to feed them. What's more important than having a hummingbird feeder is having a variety of plant material that is nectar rich, like the agastache. Agastache is kind of a hard name to remember. Think of a mustache, but agastache. Agastache Nectar Series. The Nectar Series is a new introduction of agastache that is specifically bred to feed the hummingbirds and the butterflies, really provide a banquet of nutrition for them. So I've tucked some agastache into a container garden. Agastache do great in containers. I also have agastache tucked in down below here. You can use agastache with annuals. There's a couple of key points about the whole agastache series of nectar plants that make them really, really great plants for using all over your garden. They produce tons of flowers and tons of nectar. They have bright flower colors. I've got orange here, but they also come in grape and raspberry colors. They have scented foliage. I love the smell of these leaves when you brush up against them when you're, watering or caring for your plants. The agastache Nectar Series flowers bloom all summer and into the fall. They're very drought-tolerant plants. They're compact and easy to grow. They do require good drainage in full sun, but they make a great garden or container plant. Now, the agastache Nectar Series is just one of my favorite plants for the hummingbirds. There's a whole nother one that you gotta meet. It is the Scabiosa mariposa. So come on, I'll show you how I'm using that. Okay, here is my favorite for the butterflies. It is called Scabiosa mariposa. It's brand new. It's a big improvement over any Scabiosa that you may have grown before because this has bigger flowers on a more compact plant, but the most important of all, this is going to bloom all summer long, a repeat bloomer. It almost acts like an annual plant, which is why I sometimes use the Scabiosa mariposa in a container garden. I've even used it in urns on either side of a pathway because I know it's going to keep flowers on it all summer long. Now, what makes mariposa so great, first of all, mariposa is the Spanish name for butterfly, is you see how the flowers are big, broad, and flat? Perfect for the butterflies to land on it and be able to stick their long little tongue right down into the blooms and get all that nectar out. Now, I've also added some of the agastache, the Nectar Series, a smaller raspberry variety right nearby. And this is just the entrance to my blue and yellow garden that I've shown you guys before on the show. And so I've put some of this Scabiosa mariposa into blue pots on either side of the garden just as an entry and just to really encourage the butterflies to hang out here in my garden. And then their friends, the hummingbirds, are going to arrive too. So remember, a hummingbird feeder does not provide enough nourishment for the hummers. They need to eat every 10 minutes or so to keep up all their energy. So what gardeners need to do is plant a variety of nectar-rich flowers, like the Scabiosa mariposa and the agastache, the entire series of agastache that are nectar-rich. So coming up next, we're going to be talking about hostas and how to use hostas in pots.
Dig In is growing. From the West Coast to the East, you'll see Dig In popping up everywhere with expert local gardening advice. Wherever you are, watch for Dig In, planting garden-to-table know-how across the country.